Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This will be applications you can apply to your life and a little more in depth about the chapter. We are in 2 Kings chapter 18, verses 1 through 37. Now we see that Hezekiah follows God with all of his heart, and there is not a king that ruled in Judah that was like him, that obeyed God and had this close relationship. Now, this does not include King David, who was after a man after God's own heart. But unlike all the kings before him, he did away with all of the high places and the images. He broke them, he removed them. Now, even this brass servant, he had to destroy it. And Moses had made this brass serpent because it was to cure the bites of the poisonous snakes that had occurred back in Numbers 21, verses 4 through 9. And this was to remind the people of God's presence, of his mercy, of his forgiveness. And somewhere along the way, the people began to worship this servant instead of remembering that it was how powerful God was and how he had rescued their people. Now, Hezekiah was forced to destroy it for this reason, because it had become an idol to Israel. Now, we have to work in order to be able to pay our bills, but don't become so consumed with trying to make money that we don't have time for God and our families. It can be easy for us to be so focused on making money that we become a workaholic. But we have to be sure to put things in balance and place them in order. Be sure to make time for God, and we never set out to make something our idol or to allow something to consume us. It just seems to happen, but we have to develop this very powerful, growing relationship with God. Having complete dependence on God will give us an amazing result in life without all the stress that we have. Now, the king of Assyria had thought that he was so great, that he was unbeatable. And so he began to question God. He began to question his authority and what power he had. He even tried to use that the king had destroyed all these high places that you worshiped. If you believe in the Lord, why did you destroy these? Which means it showed that the king of Syria did not even realize that these images were the very thing that the Lord had spoke out against. King Hezekiah was obeying God by destroying them, but they tried to make him look bad as a king, that he was no longer doing what he was supposed to. And as Christians, people will begin to try to make us look bad when we step out of line, when we make mistakes. They're going to try to use it against us. And this is where we have to rely on God, that when we make mistakes, that he will correct those mistakes, that he will make us aware of the things we are doing and the things that we are saying, so that we can lead people to God and not push them away from God. Now, this king also challenged, the king of Syria had challenged the Lord. We have came to destroy you without the Lord. And the Lord has told us to do this. Now, I don't remember the man's name, but I also remember somebody making a comment that God, not even God, could sink the Titanic. And we see what happened with the Titanic. So be very careful about speaking anything about what the Lord cannot do, because he may show you his power and his authority. May God be with you in everything and every way.